Okay, Mark, I'm going to try to go through and show you what all you're going to get for your GoPro Hero 3 trail cam setup. You'll be getting the Safari board with a Mosfet Backpacker. Comes with a 3-bay holder for AA batteries to power the Safari, and that will also power the transmitter that you get. The board has a toggle switch for turning power on and off. Alright, you'll also get 2 of these little relay boards that go inside your light case, and I've already got you a couple of the AA battery holders, 2 holders wired in parallel, so you can have 4 batteries running your receiver that you'll get here. I'm going to go through and show you how all this is going to connect. You'll also receive an extra 3-bay AA holder that would be for external power for your camera if you decided to use that. And then on your GoPro camera, you got 4 wires coming out the top. There's a red and black, and that's going to be your external power wires, and that's self-explanatory. You just connect the black wire and the red wire to the corresponding black and red wires off of this AA battery holder, and that would give you your external power for the camera. There's a white wire and a gray wire coming out of the camera, and that's for the power mode button, so we can start taking video in 1-button mode. And the white wire coming out of your GoPro would connect to the terminal on the Safari board indicated as P, and then the gray wire would connect to terminal PC, okay, for power common. I'm going to leave the toggle switch connected, and I'm going to go ahead and leave your transmitter connected as well, and the 3 AA battery holder. But the first thing you need to do when you get this and you're getting ready to set it up out in the field, once you put your batteries in the battery holder, you'll need to power on this transmitter simply by holding down the on-off button, and that will light up one of these LEDs on the side. Once that's on, then you just press the on and off button to toggle through until the LED beside the letter B lights up, and then that's set to go. Then just hold the on and off button down again until you see the LED up top here blink several times, okay? And then from there on, whenever the Safari board is turned on, it will actually operate the transmitter the way we need it to be operated. Okay. The transmitter has 5 wires coming out of it. There's a red and black for power, and those get connected into the terminals marked on the Safari board as ground. The black wire would go to ground, and the red wire would go to power, and that's the same locations that the AA battery holder get connected to, and that way it gives continuous power to the transmitter. The other 3 wires coming out of the transmitter are orange, gray, and yellow. The orange wire is connected to this on and off button on the transmitter. The gray wire is just a ground or a common, and then the yellow wire is what activates our button up top. So to connect those, the orange wire gets connected to the Mosfet Backpacker at terminal F1. The gray wire can get connected to terminal F1C or F2C, and the yellow wire gets connected to terminal F2. Okay, and I'll just leave all that connected for you, but just in case a wire comes loose at some point, just giving you this information so you'll know where all of that goes. Okay, so that's the Oh, and I'm going to tell you about the dip switches on the Safari board also. You would use dip switches 1 and 2 to select the length of video that you want. And if you want 30-second videos, you would have dip switches 1 and 2 in the on position. Dip switch 3 and 4, you just always leave those off. Okay, and if you wanted 1 minute video, then you would turn dip switch 1 to the off position and leave dip switch 2 on. And like I said, 3 and 4 would always be off. Okay, so that takes care of the camera side of your build. Okay, for the light side of the build, you'll have your receiver, and it's got 2 wires coming out. One is green and one is blue. Okay, and then you've got your power wires that are going to power the board, red and black, and those 2 wires are what will get connected to your battery holders. That will provide you your power supply for the receiver. The receiver, when you set this up out in the field, you're going to need to turn this slide switch to the on position and leave it in the on position. Okay. The other wires, the green and blue, will get connected to this relay board, and I'll go through in just a moment and tell you how to hook up everything on that. Alright, inside your light case, you're going to have your receiver, and as I mentioned, once you have that set up out in the field, you need to make sure you turn the switch or slide it to the on position. Okay, and then you're going to have your AA power that powers the receiver, and you'll have 2 wires coming off of your LED array, and you'll have your 2 wires coming in for your 12-volt power supply. 12-volt power supply gets connected to this relay board, as well as the green and blue wire from the receiver. And let's see, and you'll have your battery supply, you'll have your 2 wires coming off of your light, and the 2 wires coming off of this receiver. Alright, and the way everything connects, and I have it labeled on this board, starting in this configuration to the far left is marked as LT minus. That would be for your negative wire coming from your array. Okay, then the next terminal to the right is marked as B minus. That's going to be your battery supply negative wire to connect there. And then the next terminal to the right is RX minus, which would be the blue wire from this receiver that gets connected there. Okay, the next terminal to the right is marked LT plus, and that would be the positive wire from your lighting array. Then the next terminal to the right is B plus, which is your 12-volt battery supply positive. And then the last terminal to the right is RX plus, which is going to be the green wire from your receiver. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as how everything connects. Alright, the way the Safari board works is when you first power the Safari board on out in the field, everything's connected. You turn the toggle switch to the on position. The first few seconds of the program, it's going to look to see what dip switches are set to know what video link to run, and then it's going to power on your lights for about 8 to 10 seconds just to verify that the lights are working. Then the lights will go off. Then the Safari board will go through a walk test mode that will last for approximately 30 seconds. If it detects motion, the LED on the bottom of the board will flash indicating that it has detected motion, the walk test will automatically start over for another 30 seconds. Let it go through the walk test with no motion in front of it. Then you'll get several flashes of the LED, and that will indicate that the board is armed and ready. So the next time it detects motion, it will activate the camera to come on and start shooting video. And if it's night, obviously it would also turn on your lights. Alright, one other thing to mention too is whenever you go out in the field to check your camera and you turn the toggle switch to the off position to kill power to the Safari board, there's a possibility that it will automatically start your camera shooting video, so you will manually have to stop that by pressing and holding the power mode button on the front to stop video. Okay, then you can go ahead and change battery in the camera or your externals, swap out your memory card, and leave the camera off and put everything back in, set it up, turn the toggle switch to the Safari board back to the on position, and everything's good to go again. Alright, if you have any questions, you know how to contact me, and I'll be glad to help you with anything.